I'm from a poor, crime-filled neighborhood, raised by a single mother, don't know my dad, blah, blah. It's cliche.
Some brother really needs to invent an app like Waze to avoid all these hood traps.
It is time we started expanding our horizons.
We're not going to a drug dealer's birthday party. But when you live in the bottoms...
You have what I left in the backpack? Get the fuck out of there. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Malcolm, Jib, and Diggy are 3 high school kids who are basically inseparable. They live in Inglewood, California, a place that's pretty well known for gangs and drug dealing. But the funny thing is, these 3 are nothing like that. They're smart, focused, and all aiming to get into college. They stay completely away from gang stuff and never touch drugs. Because of that, people see them as nerdy kids, and they end up getting bullied a lot. The 3 of them are super into 90 seconds hip-hop, and after school, they usually hang out in the school's music room, playing together as a band. One afternoon, Malcolm and his friends accidentally cross paths with a group of troublemaking students led by Marquis. It just so happens that Malcolm and Marquis wear the same shoe size, so Marquis decides he wants to take Malcolm's sneakers. Knowing he can't fight back, Malcolm chooses to run, and luckily, a security guard steps in and saves him.
Hey, hold up. Don't think I'm gonna beat your ass, Marquise.
Yeah, but get the other one, you little bitch ass nigga.
Go, man.
Malcolm has always dreamed of going to Harvard University. That's why he keeps his grades up and follows every step required for the application process. Instead of writing an essay about his personal life, one of the requirements for Harvard Malcolm ends up writing about Ice Cube's hip-hop career back in the 1,980 seconds. Mr. Bailey, his guidance counselor, completely disagrees with the essay and tells Malcolm to change it. But Malcolm insists it's a creative piece that will help him get accepted. Besides the essay, Malcolm also needs a recommendation from a former student who graduated from both their high school and Harvard. Mr. Bailey then sets up an interview with a local businessman named Austin Jacoby.
I just found out you're interviewing with Austin Jacoby. He's from Inglewood too, so he'll be able to relate to your circumstances.
On their way home, the usual route Malcolm and his friends take is closed off because a local rapper is filming a music video there. They're forced to go through a neighborhood known for drug dealers. That day, 2 men start chasing Malcolm and his friends, trying to steal their bikes. Jib and Diggy manage to escape, but Malcolm gets left behind and is suddenly called over by Dominique, one of the gang leaders in the area. Malcolm panics, thinking his bike is about to get taken, but instead, Dom simply asks him to deliver a message to Nakia, a girl he's interested in. When Malcolm arrives at Nakia's house, he ends up helping her with some math problems she's struggling with. After working through a few questions, he tells her that Dom wants her to come to his birthday party. Surprisingly, Nakia agrees, but only if Malcolm comes with her.
Well, I'll go if you go. I'll save you a dance.
At first, Malcolm really doesn't want to go. He's sure the party will be full of drugs, but Jib and Diggy keep pushing him, saying he needs at least one cool experience before graduating high school. After enough convincing, Malcolm gives in. Since Dom's birthday is being held at a nightclub, Malcolm and his friends are denied entry for being underage. Luckily, Malcolm comes up with an idea. They sneak in through the side and pretend to be part of the band. Inside, Dom welcomes them and invites them for drinks. After that, they get busy enjoying the chaos of the party. While Jib and Diggy are fully distracted by the drinks and the music, Malcolm just keeps his eyes on Nakia. It's obvious from the way he looks at her that he has feelings for her. The night turns into something special for Malcolm when he finally gets to dance with Nakia, even if it's only for a moment, because Dom suddenly shows up.
I think you said something about me being man enough to come talk to you. At this dance, Nakia, it's my birthday, you know.
Not long after, Dom meets up with one of his connections, who turns out to be a major drug supplier. The deal starts off smoothly, but suddenly a group of cops storms in and a shootout breaks out. Everyone panics and starts running for their lives. Dom grabs his stash and hides it by stuffing everything into Malcolm's school backpack, which Malcolm had left at the bar earlier. He hands the bag to Malcolm and tells him to get out of there immediately. As more cops rush in from outside, Nakia refuses to take any chances. Rather than risk getting arrested, she quickly pulls Malcolm away and the 2 of them leave. Along the way, they talk about all kinds of things. Malcolm shares his dream of getting into Harvard, while Nakia admits she just wants to graduate and someday live in a better neighborhood. The next day, Malcolm goes to school like nothing happened. He has no idea that his backpack is full of illegal stuff. When he walks through the entrance, the metal detector actually goes off, but Malcolm isn't suspicious, and neither is the security guard. They assume the machine is acting up, even though the guard dog keeps barking at him. It's only when Malcolm reaches his locker and opens his bag that he's shocked. He immediately runs, with his friends right behind him. Inside the backpack, they find several packets of drugs and a handgun. The three of them freak out, confused about where the stuff came from and who it belongs to. After thinking back to last night, they remember Dom handing Malcolm the bag, and it's clear everything inside must be his. A few seconds later, Malcolm gets a call from an unknown number. The person claims to be the owner of the drugs and tells Malcolm to hand everything over after school. Feeling threatened, Malcolm decides to do what the caller says, but right before he goes to meet the guy, his phone rings again. This time it's Dom. According to Dom, the people waiting outside the school aren't his men at all. They could be members of another gang. Dom tells Malcolm to run and find someone named AJ.
Now, get the fuck out of there. Oh shit.
Running away turns out to be way harder than they expected. Malcolm and his friends keep getting followed because the mysterious guy is tracking them through Malcolm's phone GPS. Luckily, Malcolm realizes it just in time and drops his phone onto a passing bus.
He's here.
Congratulations, you have found your iPhone.
After that, Malcolm heads to AJ's house, but AJ is still at work. The only ones home are his two kids, Jaleel and Lily. Since they're around the same age and Jaleel's into music, they get along pretty fast. Jaleel even offers Malcolm and his friends a chance to record a song. But since AJ still hasn't shown up, Jaleel invites them out for lunch. Malcolm refuses and decides to stay behind with Lily instead.
Niggas, let's roll.
You coming, Malcolm?
No, I think I'm gonna stay here.
Once they're alone, Lily starts flirting with Malcolm, and he doesn't even notice her taking his backpack and using the drugs inside it. Under the influence, Lily gets wild and starts acting completely out of control. That's when Malcolm panics even more. He suddenly remembers his college interview with Austin Jacoby starts in just 20 minutes. When Lily hears that Malcolm needs to leave right away, she snaps back to reality and offers to drive him.
I'll take you.
Meanwhile, somewhere else, Jaleel, Jib, and Diggy get approached by the same two gangsters who were chasing Malcolm earlier. The guys threaten them and tell them to give the drugs back.
Now I need my shit. Right now, nigga. The fuck are you even talking about, nigga? You hungry?
Jaleel, who has no idea what's really going on, refuses to back down. He pulls out his gun, but because he's acting reckless, the gun ends up pointing at his own leg instead, causing chaos inside the restaurant, which is filled with gang members. Out on the road, Lily completely loses control of her car and jumps out when they stop at a red light. With no time to waste, Malcolm is forced to take the wheel and drive Lily's car to Austin Jacoby's office. A few moments later, Malcolm spots Jaleel driving his own car alone, trying to run from the police. When Malcolm arrives, he's told to wait because Austin is in a meeting with a client. While waiting, Malcolm notices a photo of Dom and several other teens, along with pictures of Jaleel and Lily. From that, he pieces it together. The AJ Dom mentioned is actually Austin Jacoby. Once they finally meet, Malcolm learns that Austin runs a youth community program, but it's really just a cover. Most of the teens in it are involved in dealing drugs. When Malcolm brings up the drugs Dom left him, Austin refuses to take them and says he'll only accept cash. Malcolm has no other choice, because Austin makes it clear that if Malcolm tries anything funny, he'll make sure Malcolm never gets into Harvard.
I would then make it my business to make you a man of Harvard.
The next day, Malcolm tells his two friends everything that happened. As three nerdy kids with no gang connections, they're completely lost on how to sell the drugs without getting arrested. In the middle of their argument, Malcolm comes up with an idea: sell the drugs through the dark web and use Bitcoin for payments. It's effective and hard to trace. But to pull it off, They need someone who actually knows how to handle hacking. They remember someone from band camp a few years ago, William, an IT college student and a drug addict. Malcolm decides to contact him and ask for help. When William hears they want to sell drugs online, he gets excited and agrees to help, as long as he gets a small share of the stash for himself. Malcolm agrees right away. For the first step, William teaches the three of them how to weigh, sort, and package the drugs into small bags or pill-sized packets. For the second step, they start taking photos of the drugs so they can use them for the online store. The third step is when William sets up a Bitcoin account and builds a ready-to-use website for selling everything. Once it's all done, William hands over a flash drive filled with important data, along with the username and password Malcolm needs to start the business. Malcolm decides to run the online shop from school. He signs up himself, Jib and Diggy for the Google Science Fair as a cover, so they'll be allowed to use the school's science labs. After that, every day after school, the three of them stay busy in the labs managing the shop. Malcolm uses the chemistry lab to weigh and package the drugs. The computer lab, which is always empty, is used to run and promote the website. And the band studio, which only they use, becomes their storage and packing area for the outgoing orders. To promote the online store, William throws a party at his house and invites Malcolm's band to perform. During the party, he advertises the drugs to everyone there. Overnight, they go viral, especially after Lily's video of her stumbling around the street while high turns into a promo clip showing the effects of the drugs Malcolm is selling. From that point on, orders start coming in every single day, keeping the three of them busy packaging and shipping. One afternoon after school, Malcolm is surprised when Nakia shows up. She reminds him that he promised to help her study so she can pass her diploma exam. Malcolm feels like he just hit the jackpot. He's excited to teach her all the math formulas he knows. After they finish studying, Nakia brings up Dom, saying that he's been asking about Malcolm. Hearing that, Malcolm gets suspicious and accuses Nakia of getting close to him just because Dom told her to. Feeling insulted, Nakia gets angry and walks out. A few days later, Malcolm and his two friends have to take the SAT at school. The score from this test is one of the requirements for Malcolm's Harvard application. Before the test starts, he notices a group of police officers doing their routine drug inspection on campus. Malcolm panics, excuses himself to go to the bathroom, and grabs his backpack full of drugs from his locker. Thankfully, the drug-sniffing dog hasn't reached his locker yet, so he gets away with it and heads back in to finish his SAT exam.
The bag is almost done. The shit is almost gone.
I can't sell this shit no more. We almost just got fucking caught.
A few days later, Malcolm finally runs out of drugs. All that's left is a small amount he still owes William as payment. Malcolm asks William to help convert the Bitcoin they've earned. Transferring it into a bank account isn't an option. Malcolm doesn't want any traceable transactions, so William suggests cashing it out offline through someone he knows named Fidel. Wasting no time, Malcolm heads to Fidel's garment shop. Fidel tries to scare him a little, but in the end, he agrees to exchange the Bitcoin for $10,000 in cash. Right after leaving Fidel's place, Malcolm gets ambushed by Marquis and his crew. They attack him and grab the bag full of money. Luckily, Malcolm still has Dom's gun in his backpack, and he immediately points it at Marquis.
Give me the bag. Please, just give me the bag.
How do you want that shit, blood? Let's go, nigga.
The next day, Malcolm goes to AJ's office and hands over all the cash he managed to get. At first, AJ refuses because he thinks the amount is too small. But Malcolm quickly explains that the rest, around $100,000, is in Bitcoin. At first, AJ doesn't believe a word Malcolm says. Then Malcolm tells him that he used AJ's personal information to open the online store and the Bitcoin account, both of which were used to sell the drugs. Malcolm even lists several important accounts owned by AJ, along with the passwords. A few weeks earlier, Malcolm had secretly sent William to hack into AJ's office database. Hearing all of this, AJ freezes. He's completely stuck, he can't threaten Malcolm anymore, and he can't use him either. Before leaving, Malcolm demands that AJ use every bit of influence he has to get Malcolm accepted into Harvard. If not, the evidence of the Bitcoin account and the online drug shop, both under AJ's name, will be exposed.
I think you should take this opportunity before you very seriously. Everything in your power to ensure that I become a man of Harvard. And make sure nothing happens to a hair on my gorgeous head.
After that, life goes back to normal for Malcolm. he starts working on his essay for his Harvard application. Malcolm writes a social critique piece about the stigma that black kids from rough neighborhoods deal with, how they're labeled as trouble no matter how hard they try to do the right thing. As prom night gets closer, Malcolm finally builds up the courage to text Nakia and ask her to go with him. But Nakia doesn't show up that night. Malcolm isn't too upset, though he still has his two best friends with him. On his way home from the dance, Malcolm finds Nakia waiting in front of his house. She stopped by to thank him because she passed her diploma exam. Before leaving, she invites Malcolm to another party. And not long after, Malcolm sees the envelope from Harvard letting him know he's been accepted.